Natural disasters like the earthquake in Haiti and the tsunami that hit Indonesia will always occur, and as the human population rises and more people are condensed into cities, there will be more and more risk of these disasters killing and injuring large amounts of people. After a disaster, people need food, water, medical assistance, safe places to sleep, and quiet places to pray, and they need all of these immediately. That is why, for my sustainable design problem, I chose to take on the challenge of creating a fast, inexpensive, and sustainable way to give immediate relief to disasters around the world. What I am designing is a unit that can be delivered and set up quickly to act as hospitals, safe places to sleep, places for people to pray, and dining halls where people can eat. To make it possible for these units to be able to arrive at a disaster fast, all of these units will start as a basic steel shipping container. These types of units not only allow for hundreds of them to be shipped to disaster immediately, but also for these shipping containers to be reused, because there are 700,000 of these containers that are no longer in use today, just in America. These containers just sit in shipping yards, never to be used again. This is all because America consumes much more than it exports or creates, and because of this we receive many more crates than we can ship back out, and it is not cost effective to ship back empty containers. These 700,000 containers came at a price for the consumer built into the cost of the sale. Basically, they are already paid for, which makes it even easier for the government to donate these containers to the project. These containers are built to withstand harsh conditions, and they are spacious because they are meant to hold as much cargo as possible. The units will be 19 feet by 4 inches by 8 feet by 8 feet. Shipped inside of these containers would be all the equipment to run and operate the 3 facilities: hospitals, safe place to sleep, place for people to pray, and places to eat. Solar panels would be the main method of powering these facilities, although the hospitals and dining halls would have a backup generator as well, since they have the highest potential energy consumption. Solar panels are great because once they are set up, they begin to collect energy from the sun without the burning of fossil fuels, so they are not harmful toward the environment and they are sustainable. All of the lighting in these units would be created with Energy Star light bulbs so that the units use as little energy as possible. Bathrooms would be created using waterless composting toilets which take up little space and use air instead of water. These toilets also produce a fertilizer that is completely safe for use. The hospitals will need equipment like computers and plenty of supplies to treat patients. All of these things will be shipped with the containers. The hospital table frames and the bed frames will be made from old containers that were scrapped into simple steel pieces and welded down to the ground to ensure that they do not fall over if the disaster gets worse. The packaging foam for all the items in the container will be used as cushions that will go on top of these metal frames because space will be a concern and we do not want to waste anything. The sleeping units will also have all the bed frames welded to the floor made from metal scrap from old containers. But instead of foam for cushion, these beds will be made from recycled plastic that was turned into rope for hammocks. That way, less metal will be used in the frame and more of the packing foam can be used in other facilities. For the containers used as sacred prayer facilities, there will be metal benches covered with the packing foam and places to kneel that will also be covered with the packing foam. To ensure that people from all religions will be able to pray there without conflict, no one religion will be represented in these units. They will just be quiet places to pray, no statues, altars, or religious symbols. The dining halls would be rooms filled with metal frame tables and simple metal frame benches with packing foam on top of the benches for cushions. This metal, too, would come from some of the 700,000 steel containers. A small section of the unit would be a storage space for large packages of freeze-dried food and biodegradable eating utensils, and a large hot electric hot plate for heating the water that cooks the freeze-dried food. Freeze-dried food is the food that is sent to most disasters because it takes up little space and is easy to cook. All you do is add hot water to the bag it comes in and let it sit for 10 minutes. It is very nutritious and tastes great. The biodegradable utensils are nice because once the disaster is over, these utensils will turn back into soil. Clean water is very important during the disasters, so the majority of the space in the dining hall units would be filled with packages of gallon jugs of water made from biodegradable material in order to ensure that after the disaster is over, there will be no trash left behind because of these units. The impact of this emergency release system would be massive. Not only would it save lives and create organization out of chaos, but it would also bring the world closer together, and it would be a symbol of sustainability that would spread sustainable ideas around the world. If everyone in the world knew that if they were in a major disaster, help like this would be put into action immediately, I believe the world would start to realize that the bond between the human species is just as deep as the bond every person has to their country. And maybe if people realized this, the world could start working together to solve its problems.